Stage 6 of the Vuelta a España, and it was the first mountaintop finish of this year's race, the first of 8 summit finishes in fact, the destination La Zubia. Breakaway group of 2 formed early. Pim Lichtard from the Lotto Belisol team was in the break for the second day running, and he was joined by Luis Mas Bonet from the Cajaral team, the leader of the King of the Mountains classification. And the Spaniard continued to pick up points in the race for the polka dot jersey and extend his lead in that competition. Back in the main peloton, the red jersey of Michael Matthews, the team had already declared they wouldn't be defending, so it was over to the others. And it was the Garmin Sharp squad of Dan Martin who took up the chasing. Spending a long portion of time at the front, it was Johan van Summeren along with Nathan Huss. And from a 14-minute lead at one point for the 2 leaders, it quickly whittled away. And once they approached Granada for the second of the intermediate sprints, it was down to little over 2 minutes, and the breakaway was sure to be doomed. Katusha was another team with one of the contenders for the stage, Joaquim Rodriguez, the man who's been on the podium of all 3 Grand Tours, but yet to win one. And at 35 years of age, this may be his last opportunity. With the time bonuses up for grabs, it was an ideal finish in La Zubia for Joaquim Rodriguez, as it was a similar run to the line as what we see in races like Liège, Bastogne-Liège and Flèche-Wallonne. As they were heading through to the intermediate sprints, that was the 2 leaders still off the front who were picking up the majority of the points, but the riders doing battle for the top 10 overall were fighting for positions before they hit the last climb. And Orica Green Edge, being led by Simon Clark, it was a change of strategy. No longer for the sprinter Matthews, this was for their Colombian climber Chavez. Mitch Docker, another rider, along with Sam Bewley, who did a lot of work for that team to make sure the 24-year-old was exactly where he needed to be when the crunch came. Pim Lichtard, wearing the red number after being the most combative on the previous stage, he would win that prize once again. As the red jersey Matthews did one more turn for Chavez before swinging off and getting out of the way as it was time for the climbers to play. Pim Lichtard would prove to be the last man to be caught. The first attack from the main peloton came from Christophe Lemervel. It was then George Bennett from the Cannondale team, the young New Zealander, who showed his promise at the fronts. Dan Martin, after all the work that his teammates had done, was starting to fade, as Talansky was doing what he could. Alejandro Valverde spent the majority of the climb on the front working for Nairo Quintana, but proved to be the best, as he won the stage ahead of Chris Froome and then Alberto Contador. It was then Rodriguez, followed by Nairo Quintana in 5th place. The stage victory has moved Alejandro Valverde back into the red jersey as the overall race leader. It's his teammate Nairo Quintana who's in 2nd position.